In this video, we're going to talk about the Viscerator's deadly trap and the Scorched have to call for backup. And if you guys forgot who the Viscerator is, that is the Violator's long lost sister, even though the Violator's long lost gone for now. But alrighty then, this is a comic book review of The Scorched, issue number 41, brought to you by RatedComics. Let's get to it. Now, you know that cover with Plague Spawn on it is pretty gangster, even though Plague Spawn ain't got nothing to do with this issue, but that is a pretty gangster cover in my opinion. So previously in The Scorched, Eddie Frank confronts both his past and future simultaneously, but with the Scorched by his side, he knows he won't have to face these challenges alone. So meanwhile, in the Castle Malworthen 5th level of hell, someone is called to the Master and the Viscerator comes to visit him. And the Master's like, she commands me? How dare you? And the Viscerator's like, look, I'm the Viscerator, sibling of the Phlebiac brothers. Ah, yes, says the Master, we heard of you. You've gone missing for centuries ago, fallen to earth chasing after this medieval spawn. A little editorial note from The Scorched, issue 25, which we did cover on this channel. And the Viscerator's like, I did, but now that Violator's missing, I'm back. That's a callback to Spawn issue number 343 before the Violator went to hell to try to claim the throne for himself, which we did cover that too. So the Viscerator's like, to continue the mission our late Malboja entrusted me with, that's why I'm here. So I'll require one of your servants, the one imprisoned inside this holder, the one known as Frank Bishop. Yo, Frank Bishop died a few issues ago, now you want him back? Well, she needs him for a reason in her eyes. And the Master in Hell's like, I'm afraid he'll be indisposed for an eternity. He failed his mission to secure me the soul of She-Spawn. And the Viscerator is like, yeah, but he's still of use to me, so release him. And he's like, okay girl, I think a madness has touched your brain. You're friendless and alone in my place of power. And Viscerator is like, who said I was alone? And I have something better than friends. In a little Vin Diesel Fast and the Furious moment, she's like, I have family. So we got Vandalizer, Vaporizer, Facilitator, and Vindicator, all of the Phlebiac brothers, offspring or brothers of the Violator, all go in and chomp at the bit of this Master in Hell. So they slice his arm off, and one of the Phlebiac brothers, Vindicator, is like, we don't have much compassion for our sister, but will not allow anyone to disrespect a Phlebiac. And I think that's Vaporizer right there is like, with that attitude, you will get killed. And then another Phlebiac bro is like, Vassad, you're missing out all the fun. And they're just going to work on this Master Demon, bro. And eventually they rip off his head, just like a Mortal Kombat fatality. And we're just going to, you know, bask in this panel right here for a little bit. So Viscerator, did I say Viscerator? I mean Viscerator is like, okay, well done my brothers. So minutes later, they're chomping at the bit, claiming that we got his kidneys, and they're just going to work on the bro, and from a feasting standpoint. So Viscerator goes up to Bishop, and Bishop's like, why are you rescuing me? You swore you would do anything to get revenge on Jessica Priest for killing you, just as I vowed the same against John of York, the medieval spawn. So your death didn't end our partnership, and they share a kiss with one another. So meanwhile in the Scorched headquarters, Eddie Frank from the old and Eddie Frank from the new, past and future, they're gonna go off for a bit, and She-Spawn's like, you know, we're down overkill, and Haunt just bailed on the team, and this isn't the time to be. And Eddie Frank's like, relax Jessica Priest, we're just gonna go out for a drink and a chat. And Jessica's like, well, I hope you tell him more than what you've told us about your apocalyptic future that makes no damn sense. So younger Eddie Frank is like, I'll let you know what he says. For now, I'm trying to understand where our memories are shared and where they end. So call if you need us. And then She-Spawn looks at Medieval Spawn like, I'm getting tired of the boys just bailing on me, so we're no damn team anymore. Well, since you're the leader, whose fault is it? Hell Spawn. You try to put this on me? I got myself killed defending our cause. The rest of you seem to have other agendas. Like you, John of York, or whatever BS name you supposedly call yourself. I hear you're refusing to change back to Mark Rosen now? Says Medieval Spawn. Mark Rosen is gone. I have taken over this vessel. So Mark Rosen is no more, and I have no desire to be an adversary, She-Spawn. I've grown to respect you as a warrior and as a leader. However, yeah, says She-Spawn. Redeemer filled me in. Mark Rosen is weak and a liability, a risk you don't want to take. I can explain. No need, says She-Spawn. You want to take over for Mark Rosen? Knock yourself out. And Medieval Spawn's like, wait a minute, hold up. You're not gonna resist my decision? Nope. Couldn't stop you any if I wanted to, so now follow me. She-Spawn has something up her sleeve. So she's like, you want to help me? Fine, fix him. And Medieval Spawn's like, but he's made of modern things I'm not familiar with. Then that's a problem. I originally gave Mark Rosen three weeks to do this, but since you don't know anything about cybernetics, I'll give you 4 weeks. After that, I need you to organize a database from the computer files we stolen from Jason Wynn, identifying any potential threats against us. And Medieval Spawn's like, I don't understand. Oh, that's the point. It's why we need Mark Rosen. So let me show you something else. She takes a gun, you know, typical She Spawn style, and shoots it at a target. You know? So Hell Spawn, Medieval Spawn's like, why are you doing this, She Spawn? Vertical rise from the recoil is off 5 degrees and the targeting sight needs some fine tuning. Here, fix this. I want you to do some basic servicing on this weapon, then the entire armory. Make sure everything we need is up to spec and combat ready. And Medieval Spawn's like, I don't get it. What are you trying to prove? That you know nothing about machinery, engines, or electronics. We need all those things. So you want to take Rosen's place? Those are just some of the things he did for us. What you've got is muscle. I've got plenty of that even without Hunt. But what I don't have, and she points at Medieval Spawn, is Mark Rosen's brain. And She Spawn lays it down on him hook, line, and sinker. What you're forgetting, York, is we're a team that works much stronger when we're all together. Rosen didn't help the Black Brotherhood kidnap you. He rescued you because he understands what being a teammate is. So you think long and hard about what you're doing here. We've got enemies that will be at our throats every single day, and it'll be much easier if we all try to stop them together. But what do I know? So quit, like Hunt, if you want to. I'm done giving a crap anymore, leaving Medieval Spawn to ponder in his thoughts. So in the North Castle, the Phlebiac brothers are fighting over the throne, typical Viscerator, Vacillator, whatever style. You know, they're just like, we want the throne, give me the throne. We had our feast. But in the other castle, the East Castle, Mr. Bishop is like, you want a rematch against the Scorched? To what end? The two of us weren't strong enough last time. Where are the editorial notes on this? We want to know, but I do know it was a few issues back, but we covered all the issues of the Scorched on this channel. And the Viscerator is like, agreed, the next time, let's increase our odds. So now we go back into this panel. We're back on Earth. It's setting up exactly what's going to go on in the next issue. The two 80 Franks, past and future, are drinking together, but we see 80 Frank's dad right there in reincarnated form, ready to throw down with them, or is about, or at least a foreshadowing of it. So in New York, we haven't seen the female Hunt in the wild, but she is prying eyes looking at Daniel Kilgore as she's soon about to go in for the kill. And finally, our last check-in, we see Jessica Priest. Mark comes in, he's like, look, baby, I'm back. Well, he didn't say baby, but you might as well come in like, baby, I'm back. But She Spawn's like, okay, how? What happened? And Mark Rosen's like, not quite sure. The black went away, and when I came back, I was back in my room along with Medieval's helmet and sword, and a message saying I was wrong. And She Spawn's like, well, however you got here, it's good to see you again. Really good. But unfortunately, there's work we have to do. All the work Jessica Priest showed Medieval Spawn about doing the database and repairing that machinery guy or whatever right there, it needs to be done. Now, on top of that, 80 Frank has to deal with this. Frank, his father from the past, now he's back in hell form and stronger than before, or the 280 Franks, I should say. And on top of that, we got female Hunt about to go on Daniel Kilgore. So that is the end of the Scorched, issue number 41. Viscerator's deadly trap, because who knows that those Phlebiac brothers are going to come to Earth and start causing smoke on the Scorched. And the Scorched Call for Backup. Mark Rosen is back on the team with Medieval Spawn as his vessel. What you guys think of this comic book? Comment below, let me know, and also link in the description if you wish to add this comic book and or any of our other limited print rated comic exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. With all that being said, thank you again for watching. To the next upload.